Tuesday. So more we motivate each other from the next from the second half of the program. But right now, na meeting concern matter, light matter. Now we dey carry come this afternoon because we about God talk and say let there be light. And when light come, when I see us out the darkness, all they take give way because light and darkness do not get anything in common. Now so the matter be yes, like I told you just now, I don't introduce myself, and I'm not there inside the Golden Chamber. I get the masquerade from BEDC, with the big masquerade himself. Now him by himself will tell us waiting. We need to know about light issues, generation, and everything as we've gone before. Yes, I get Mr. Tayo. Adekunle Tayo for inside the Golden Chamber. In at the head of the department, we see the take care of media affairs and all that. We see concern radio and television. We concern BBC. So in this at the Golden Chamber, I say Adekunle Tayo once again. I tutorialize you, I greet you, I welcome you to today's show this afternoon.
Okay, also good afternoon. Quite some time.
No be small matter.
I tutorial you. Always salute. Open salute for you.
In fact,
don't we see your face.
No be small thing. In fact, they say the one we did this side, another person see the other one we did this side. That's what the matter just be. So
understand. We also want to seize the opportunity to greet the esteemed customers of BEDC Electricity PLC. Those of Nawe Benin in Edo State and all the other Edo State areas. Those of you waiting for Delta, those of you waiting for Ondo and Ekiti State, I say good afternoon. I hope you are keeping well with the rainy season because the rain is more for Benin today. I say good afternoon once more. Welcome to Radio to BEDC Half Hour.
All right, now so the matter being I don't hear from your mouth, you don't fertilize the dog, greet you now. And they say if you don't greet dog, you know, greet person will get the house. And that's true. If you say that lie, make you go greet the owner of the house when the door dey lock. Say you go first greet dog, and say you go knock dog, I did the greeting before you go hear the person will get the house. Okay, there's an plot to carry person going for the first one I go fair water in issue. But we could start from the power generation update, Gatayo, and information. We in respect of any breakdown we concern within the network of BEDC.
Thank you very much, Ogai Osa. For Saturday, will be August 29, 2020. Total generation for the country now 4,476.18 megawatts, out of which BEDC allocation will be 9%, now 402.86 megawatts. And as you know, say, and that 9% now we share among the states we will cover. Now we share among Edo, Delta, Ondo, and Ekiti states. For Sunday, will be August 38th. Total generation na 4,504.98 megawatts. Increase more, chickening like this. So this allocation can be 405.45 megawatts. For yesterday, will be Monday, August 31, 2020. The total generation again climb up small. Now 4,704.66 megawatts. Now the allocation of BEDC also climb up small. It can reach 423.42 megawatts. For today, will be September 1st, the 9th month in the year 2020. Total generation still hovers at 4,704.66 megawatts, and the allocation of BEDC will be 9%. It still be 423.42 megawatts. We know could get major begin for the network, at least for the first time in recent times. Now only local fault now. And we beg our people say when they get that kind of fault, make them go to our office nearest to them, make them go complain, make them fit
quick do and so that
send them check. And because if you even be the transformer where they service them, if you even be inside the house, inside the yard where they live, so that's such small faults now we get no major we get at least as at before we come for this program. Thank you.
Okay, yes, don't get the updates concerning how the update for the power generation will go for the 4 states we see in the cover for inside our country. Okay, the neck, you know, say the neck without the neck, the head no go fit stay. And the neck where they talk now, we say now the one we say come be Nigeria Electricity Regulation Commission, and the neck where they regulate our electricity commission, but they don't announce say they go put increase for the tariff for electricity. And apart from that, the need for distribution companies when they record disco to even, including BETC, to do mass metering. You know, so we talk about this mass metering before, so that everybody will get their own meter. But you will need to tell us the reason, the basis we make BETC the increase, and the high point of the measure as it affects BETC. Because the customers go want to know why they add money on top. You know, say when you add money on top market, the buyers go and say, why you got top money? You go tell them, say, see why you top money, then they go know how the article is important. So, what I want to make you let you listeners, your customers.
Thank you very much. It is true that our OGA regulator, Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, don't approve increase in the prices where electricity consumers will pay for electricity. But as indeed, the new regime will be every customers will affect.
Okay.
Now it will affect customers where they enjoy electricity supply, let's say minimum of 12 hours and above. So those who know they enjoy light reach 12 hours in a day.
Okay.
Now the old rate they will still pay. And the reason why the service, waiting they call service-based tariff come, they say after many years, we government don't hand over the power sector to private people. Customers will demand improved quality of service, metering, and the discos or the operators, they don't approach me say for them to do better service. There must be an adjustment or a review in the prices when they charge. Now comes say, okay, fine. If you must do that, you will improve the service where you great, where you give your customers. Now, waiting the service for electricity distribution business, the major one where people know, now the amount of hours where they get light reach in their houses. So that can say, okay, fine. If people will increase the price when they take charge because of the waiting they happen for the environment, you get what we call inflation. That is the rising price level. You don't go up. The exchange rate where we take the exchange naira to the dollar, don't be like the way it did before 4 or 5 years ago. You don't go up. The rate where they take loan for bank, the exchange, the inflation rate, and the prices of the raw material where they take produce like which na gas, they don't also go up, and so many things. So fine. I say for it to happen, it must be people where they enjoy higher numbers of hours of electricity supply. Now you pay the new rate. Now be the cocoa of the new tariff. Now we call them service-based tariff because you don't go fit charge high price for customers if you don't give service. That's all the next say. So they want to ensure say the prices when these people will charge customers or consumers, it will be sufficient, it will be enough. We will allow the operators to recover the cost when they take produce electricity, and will give them shekele return on capital investment where they put for the business. Now the cocoa again, like I said, now the same tariff, which is the price we they pay for electricity, will they the same level with the number of hours and quality of service to clusters of electricity customers. Now the review where they do will provide like a transition to the electricity supply industry to service-based cost reflective tariff up till July next year, and it will allow the industry to achieve improvement in the reliability and quality of supply with the new light. For us at BEDC too, not all the customers, like I said, will pay a new rate. Now for those where they enjoy 12 hours
and above
of electricity supply and above. And the other thing where they happen for this new arrangement, they say NEC don say make dem divide customers into 5 areas.
Okay.
The 5 areas no be for name, no be for city, no be for town, but na the time wey dem dey get electricity supply reach. So the first customers set, we call them band A. And those customers wey dey enjoy 20 hours in a day of light, na they call them band A. Now band B na in for the customer wey dey enjoy minimum of 16 hours of light in a day. We can't get band C, na people wey dey enjoy 12 hours in a day. Na then e be. Then we get band D, na people wey dey enjoy 8 hours. Then band E may be the last, minimum of 4 hours. Now these are the various categories of customers wey dey get. So the new tariff, which is the price change,
Now for those one wey dey on top,
na for people wey dey for band C, band B, and band A. Na so they put am.
you know say
Now for the issue of metering, federal government lis ten to wetin the operators complain, because like for this map wey we don begin, the major gbege wey no make that thing dey fast as e suppose be, na im be say when the importers, the people wey import the meter, when they carry am come, e get wetin dem call duty. Duty na 35% e go dey on each meter wey dem import, and na that one dey affect the people wey dey put money import meters. We dey call them map parties. That's why the thing come slow down. So our president don remove that encumbrance, which we dey call that, na that gbege. He don comot am so that metering can dey very well.
and e go go still really well.
E go go really well. E go go smooth. So that na major incentive. And as BEDC, before we know say BEDC na one of the discos wey get the highest metering rate. Almost 60% of our customers, we don't meter them, but they still remain. So now, with the map wey we dey do, we get door to door. Na im be say we go move from selected transformers. We go ask customers to pay for the meter, and those wey dey agree for the meter, whether they fit pay at a time or they wan pay in installment, we take them through map process, and once they pass through that process, they go get the meter. The other way wey we dey do am, the one wey dey go visit the BDO office, that's our offices wey dey their area, in locations. Special desk dey there where our staff dey, we go help people wey want get meter to pass through the process, fill the form, do all what is necessary in terms of their request. Then they will now get meter. Then the fast track, which na the one we dey do now, na COVID-19 slow down one, because COVID-19 protocol say make many people no dey too gather for one location. Number one. Then number two, because of COVID-19, you can't have that kind of process where you have people giving themselves social distancing. You can't have too many people in the place there. Even when they do, you can have social distancing. So that's why we have to slow that one down. That one are all the people where they involved in the process, where a customer will complete, where if you take am let's say weeks, and one single day they will do it. And once they finish, 48 hours later, they will install meter for them. But we pray say make this COVID-19 make it kuku carry a load come out for our country. Once it come out, once it don't ease, that will commence. So now the issue for the metering for that. But the more important thing is say we need to give better service to customers. So if we don't try to do a lot of effort by upgrading our equipment, doing maintenance and everything to ensure that under this new regime it will be a win-win situation for the customers. Thank you.
All right, that's one. The customers believe saying they don't get the update we concern, because now one thing they go want to know be that which people are everybody concerned, or we get a set of people we concerned we're going to pay the new increment Now wetin the people go one day eager to hear. Now they don't hear as they go say band A, B, and C. Right? And then reach. Okay. Say if no matter they go, they call it spread and like this now. You get wetin BDC supposed put in place. Now you will let us know now. Say okay, see what they put in place to take make sure say they improve power availability across the network. You see people they complain say
yes, thank you very much.
Different stages that day, different people get different hours. So how they want to improve that because
yes,
now embark
we don't embark on some projects where we want to take improve power supply. Because like this new tariff regime will start today now. Now they say people must to get light minimum of certain hours and equipment and everything. So we don't do some project to ensure say that will be possible. In Edo, our power transformer at Irokusa in Ikuba Hill, we rehabilitate them over 2 weeks ago, and the community there they don't get light. In Agenebodi, which is still in Edo, we don't install 3 current transformers to improve power availability to people of that area. We don't install what they call ringman unit to ensure power availability for people in Ewotubu, Oluku, Ubowo, all in Benin to prevent unnecessary tripping. You know this tripping going on up.
Yeah, especially if that tripping happen for night. And they're supposed to give you 3 hours, and you're like 30 minutes or 1 hour.
So we don't install that ringman unit. That ringman unit now one form of transformer, whether they use to break or make load, and a reliable source of power control. We don't
allow that tripping to come up.
Exactly. So now BDC also embarked on massive maintenance of power transformer across board. That is across the 4 states to also reduce the issue of breakdown. That's why now when they will give power on it, I thought say there's no major breakdown. Now the effect of that thing we just do now, except for local faults. Now we had thorough maintenance in Abe 1/7.5 injection substation in Obiaruku, which is in Delta. That one don't improve power supply in that axis. Now we also did thorough maintenance in Warri mains 2/15 MVA in Warri, which is to ensure power stability. Same now we do for Ejaba mains, which is also in Delta State for the same purpose. And we don't greatly improve availability in most areas across our 4 states. Now what we get now between 6 to 19 hours, or in some places we even get 24 hours now. For instance, in Benin where we did GRA and Ihama, then they get some people where they enjoy 19 hours. In Ugbo, where they for Benin here, some people they enjoy 14 hours. In Ikuba Hill, now between 9 to 10 hours. Now in Ugbo, the least availability of power to them now about 8 hours. And the same thing in Okada, average availability is about 10 hours, including Ekea Dolo, which is about 8 hours. Igosa, which is about 10 hours. Sokomba, here also in Benin, the availability don't go up. It's about 10 hours. Even in some places around that Sokomba, they have 13 hours. So those when they enjoy that kind of increase in power availability, it will be 2 things they happen there. One, instead that they are not paying, that is responding to the payment structure. Because you even get some people from Sokomba side will say, this 13 hours was too much, you don't go pay.
Okay, the one is option.
Yes, they don't go pay. Because soup wake sweet.
Na money killer.
I bet you. And power, no they pay free again. Because this power will be in Sama people. BDC they pay for the power on the national grid every month at the same thing all the other schools they do. We get people they call NDET and market operator. They charge us for this electricity when we give out. That's why we just distribute them. So the money when we they collect, don't be this they spend them only. Make our people know that one. Now for the entire value chain, now the money they circulate. BDC they retain a fraction, that is a part of that money to maintain the network and for its operation. So thorough maintenance don start for across the 4 states to avoid limitation in our equipment or on the network. In general, this is what we have done, at least like test running for this new service reflective that we commence today. So, and you also want communities, people, community heads to come together. If they improve the payment structure, they can be rest assured that they will move to the next quality service grade. And we also want to put it on record that our partners waiting for the value chain process, TCN, they have been collaborating well in this direction as we do the upgrade and the equipment. TCN they do well for us. We must say that. And we also want our community people to continue to talk to their vigilante group, their local security people, so that they can beef up vigilance on BEDC transformers. Waiting for their locality. We know say that they try. We agree and want to put it to record. Say some of them they try and we will give them handshaking ceremony. Once they are able to help us catch thief where they vandalize equipment with everything. Once the equipment where they use, there's guaranteed safety for those equipment, then they assure the community that they can have better supply of light to their areas. But once they vandalize equipment, maybe either the power transformer or even the transformer they service the area, now darkness will be even before we take time to replace the equipment.
Okay, could let me quick pull mass because time not there again, so that I'm going to quick cut down sharp. The updates for the meter asset provider will come out. Sharply, just quickly pull mass for that one before we enter about next.
Well, we don't talk on before. Say the map exercise, it will go up. We get the aim to install 573,000 meters over a period of 3 years.
Okay.
The five map properties we will use do am. Now 2019 we select them. Then 2 of them don't come out, even before we started. Now 3 map parties now remember they work with us. And we know say the mass scale metering require a lot of logistics and everything. We don't roll up map area by area. But we want to ensure that we continue this until the entire area is covered and during the 3 years period. Apart from the normal map process, we have special requests from communities and estates which we will quick deal with. If you have community estates where large people pay 200 people and above and say at the 1 meter, we will quick attend to that one a regular thing. Like I said, you get the door-to-door one where we move from door to door in selected transformer. We get one where they visit BU office in some area, like in Edo now, Ihama and GRA. Now there, if you visit our office, the business unit offices in those 2 areas, you get our staff with them, we go assist you, and the process will go on clear. The third one where I say COVID-19 delay, and the one where they do, we gather all these our officials in a place. From people who go dey customer complaint to people who they do audit, people who they do enumeration, the people where they do auditors and everything, they dey in a place before they approve the meter you pay. Even the installers and even where they go check whether your wiring is working, and the same place, all of them. So once you enter that hall, you will go there from one desk to another. Once you don't complete them, they don't do adjustment for you if you get gbese on the whole meter where you use, or maybe on your account. They will adjust them for you. The same place. You get any complaint, they will resolve it. They go your house, go check. If they don't do enumeration for you before, they go do them that same day. Once everything don't complete, you go now tell them, say, this either a single phase or 3-phase meter you want. Whether you want pay full or installment. But this one where they pay for one place, now person we won't pay full. So once you don't do the payment, then 48 hours later, you go fix the meter for your house. So that's how you pay.
Okay, lastly, now when new communities now don't they come up, say places we say before be like forest now, houses don't they enter, and as they break, they say permit is strong. Now people say development don't they come communities and don't they spread like they spread. Those are where people say that they within your jurisdiction, your areas. let us know the steps we be say what take to energize those communities, not to give them power. Do some
quick. The step we they take to energize any community. The first thing we do is to engage them. We will follow them talk. Say this now how we feel, this meeting we want to do, this and that and everything. Then after we don't do that, we will encourage them to form what they call electricity committee. Because now that electricity committee, now it will work with us during that process. We will give them light. Or we will say either electricity committee or electricity cooperative, where people will go together and they will work in hand with our business unit we dey for that their area or the community relations department we dey for head office. After the electricity committee dey, because usually people wey get business of their own, self-employed people or people wey don retire, old people wey dey mature well we fit handle, we get respect for that area. Na then they did that electricity committee, no be students or people wey still dey work for office early in the morning because they no go get time. Now they go do number 3, joint head count between that electricity committee and BDC team. They will do count people, how many people will dey for that community. We will do them together. If they say 200, it will be 200 on our side too, so that we will know the people we want to provide for, the kind of transformer they will bring there, the kind of wiring, how the location will be. They will also do load assessment. Go to house to say, this house 10, get so number of load, house 5, because now the capacity we will bring, now the load we they use.
Now go determine the money we will pay.
Exactly, the capacity, not even the money, the capacity of the transformer we will bring for that area, and even the wire, the service wire. Now when they don't do load assessment, we will do financial analysis computation and review. That means waiting the kind money we they will pay, which kind transformer they will bring for them, and how they will take share. After that, there will be transformer network alignment survey according to the quarters we did there. Transformer alignment, they say when you put the transformer there, how it will take to reach all the areas, the estates, the rooms, the houses. Now they will institute an office and staff to take ownership. In other words, people within that committee will come together so that when they put the transformer there, and then will be in charge. If you need to recharge that transformer, if you get the big meter where they will put for that transformer, you do that. Because some people they will say before they get individual meters, let's just get the bulk one where they will put their temporary. So now that's office, and even when you want to collect money from various people within inside the quarters, no be everybody will just pay money. A group of people must be together. We could go round all the people within inside that quarters to collect that money on behalf of BDC for that purpose. Then they now commence. After that, we now commence energizing the transformer and execution of payment and metering solution. When they don't collect the money, we now start the process of trying to put lights, connecting wires, connecting cables, putting poles and the rest. Then the meter where they will give them. Some will say, okay, we've paid for single phase meter. Some of them will say they want boundary. All these kind of meters that will be needed for that particular community. And then you start. Then they will now do enumeration. Enumeration with specific information. Informate. I will teach houses. How many people will be inside the houses? Their bill, their account, their phone number, their details, they will do that one. Okay. Then after the enumeration don't complete, now they will conduct what we call final reconciliation of amount owed based on the enumeration. When they don't count the people with it, they don't get their informate. They will go reconcile them with the BC where the community get before. If it be 9 million, we dey for your books. But after they don't do enumeration, we say if it drop, people like say maybe na 5 million they will pay, maybe na 6 million. So all those ones will come out. We will reconcile and say na this one we will pay like hand. Then people will pay that one. Then after that, we will connect them get light. Then there will be continuous, we will monitor them and maintenance in case there's fault.
Okay, that's the matter for today. That's where it reached. But some of the messages we just come, we can quickly take out before we sign out for the Golden Chamber for this first half of today's program. This one says not only for Nigeria, IBDC will give person transformer and then will still collect land from the community. Nigeria, here from Sapi, I don't understand. They will give the community transformer, they collect land. Now, trade by barter. This one they say no light since on Sunday for Agbo Road, and yet they say they not get a major fault where Iyowa 11 kV a day off since on Sunday. I beg make sure say anything before you will talk come for. Okay, make sure say they fix the light for Agbo Road. Okay, now what they talk and then they hear your voice and they know say okay, this one say I beg they don't get since on Sunday for area. Okay, but you know right your name. All right, now the ones who be saying will critique for inside the.
We thank our customers. Now feedback from them. We don't talk several times on this program. Say when there's a fault, don't people not keep quiet. You don't get license Sunday, you just keep quiet there. You dey fold hand. That's why I say there's no video because they don't put them for record. If to say they don't complain, come office, you go down the record where we get. Even before we come, we go this thing your side though. Agbo Road side though, light no day there because they don't report. But when you don't report, when you don't know, and there are so many other areas that we focus on in the network, so it is not easy for us to know what is going on everywhere. So once you get issue in your area, just come to the office, report, make complaint, shout about it. We get the social media page, we have the customer complaints.
Okay.
You even go to our office and let us know about it.
All right, and as for the matter for today is just reached. Now you want to draw the curtain for BDC half hour, and on Tuesday next week. Yeah, God's willing, as well as people you will talk. Who come again? They'll give you latest update we concern NEPA or light matter for inside those states and other states. We say they are BDC the service. Yes, thank you very much, Oga Dekulitayo. And for those of you who say get up to listen to this program, right? Great to know. We're gonna come out. We're gonna hold on to this frequency. Will they come back with another topic of discussion? We're not touch the button.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
My people, I salute all of you once again. Yes, as I sit down for that on a radio set, they listen to what's they go on for this frequency. I say to listener. Yes, in case you just tune in, I see that your Bogi radio station where you know as KUFM 92.7. We're international for Guinea Expressway for any bypass. That's what the matter just be. And I mean your contributor today behind the MIC. I go say I make my way sabi. Yes, now radio Tori. Today on Tuesday we'll be saying we bring you BDC half hour. Then we'll still motivate ourselves. Yes, time not day. The next 13 or 15 minutes of thereabout. I go to live inside the golden chamber. But before I go come up inside this chamber this afternoon. Yes, today now Tuesday, the 1st of September. Now say once we don't hear ember, you get the way they beat, the way they do some people. Yes, some now time to really prepare for the celebration. Some now to sit down to reflect and see how far they don't go far from January to this period. Then you go assess everything we don't do. Yes, where I put myself. 8 months don't come out now out of 12. It remain for what I don't feel achieve, what I still need to do before the end of the year. Do plus and minus and make you do self-auditing. Audit yourself, check yourself and balance everything. When you know where you did. You move forward or you move backward or you improve or you don't improve. Yes, now so the matter there is no time to check time. Yes, this period now we know say COVID-19 don't ravage the year. That will not be excuse again. That will not mean say make you not stay safe, make you not do the needful, the wash your hands and all that, the social distancing and the use of face masks when they public. But now, not in December, what do you do your mind to do now? What do you say you feel do now to make at least things still, happen for your side? What do you feel turn to money? Yes, now money still find money. You need to do 1 or 2 businesses. You say you go try, you go boom for inside this period. You say now ember months. Yes, every season get their own business. Yes, for any season get business really boom for inside any season. We say yes, sharply the demand is high. For dry season, get business, we still boom. We say the demand still high. Then for Christmas season, for ember months, yes, not just 4 months, but this December, what they go on? That be small, not business, not different area. So where you place yourself, what do they think about now? You will be saying they listen to me since January and up till now, you never still get headway, you never still decide what you want to do. But this is another period now. Another opportunity to just knock. And you do a pass now. Who want grab them? How you want go about them? What do you need to do now to December? When we say yes, inside this period, you go still boom, you go still give you something at the end of the day. You go still shout hallelujah, say, yeah, God, thank you, say this year not just waste like that. For those who say they get ideas, those who say, they say common sense not common, not be lie. So you graduate, not me say you get sense. You graduate, not me say you get ideas. So some people will graduate, but they still be, mugu, big time. That's what it just be. Forget the school where you go or the degree where they put for your hand. If you not use your common sense, still do the needful at the end of the day, make it say yes, people tell you say congratulations and all that. Let me say the school where you go, now reverse, now you enter. So before I leave inside the Golden Chamber, time not day, but I go open the phone lines now. And if I open the phone lines, 705 or 10 calls if you take, tell me your name, where you call us from, and what you intend to do from now to December. Yes, if you don't do it before, you want to improve on that, the business, let me know. If you never start and you think, say, okay, now what you want to start and you want to go about and let me know. Yes, if now what you go, really, really favor you, I will still tell you because one person not finish. Yes, now here we want to even educate ourselves by ourselves. But before that time, we'll go on market. Then if we come back from this market, I go through the phone lines open. Then we go enter the matter. We'll begin to talk to ourselves so that we will know those who are not ready for this period, to take grab their own opportunity. We can not touch the button. Now they come back, but we could go this market first. welcome back from that market. Yes, I've listened and don't recharge on our phones. So, time don't reach when I'll talk to us. Look, we, want do the planning together. Yes, let me know. Call me right now on top of this numbers where I want to call 07062 639275. You can still reach me for 09039394427 and on top 808121789154. You can still reach me. Yes, what will be your name and where you coming from? From this day, 1st of September till the last day of this year, and even crossover. What will be that business where you don't feel okay? Yes, I want put up, I want to make I still follow my mates. Still testify at the end of the day. Not put half a job from January to December. That one an error. As far as say you're not sick, you're not cut on a leg, you need to make use of your body. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I greet you. Your name and where they call us from. Happy New Month. Mr. Man, do the audio or I can come up for them. I hear the clap.
I can hear you.
Okay. Better. Is that January?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, today the 1st of September. Waiting be that thing will be say yes, you need to put in place to do for this period because this is on your own. Okay, yes, you go check with this make money. That will make brain. You don't
I want to before 4 months, people will go back demand that will demand for December.
You don't go for the business before?
No, I just get the idea.
Okay, this is a very fun business, but before you go back, meet those way first, those is what done before. Maybe say they get experience, they'll still let you know one or two things. You understand? Since not the first time we the enter. Now, fun business, but ask some questions before you go into them. I have to take care of them and all that so that we don't get issues. Say this period already far away, I code the day. I have to take care of them so that at the end of the day, everyone will distribute where you will sell, you will chop, and all of us will testify. All right, thank you very much. Now, very fun. Now, fine dream, now with that. All right, yes, you will be say, generate to this time. Yes, now, story, now you still talk. Now, plan, you still plan. Never talk how you want to execute your plan. I been getting money before month, so I get money yesterday. That one a story. Look, I get this conference. Hello, good afternoon. Barrister Philip Otobo. If I had a stand for this chamber, they greet you, sir. I can't count. Don't want, sir. Sometimes they will see Trump Fanta. That's why enough. Yes, that was enough. Yeah, it's enough. Yeah, you're okay. Thank you very much for they throw the test line open. I forget to just give the test line number. The messages where they come. As we read the messages, then put the complaints on the ground. Then they go attend to it. Next week, sir, we'll give her the number so that you will put her through the message. All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. All right, that's what you want to be. No time to check time. Now, 6 or 5 minutes or thereabout now remain. So make a know what to be your plan from now to December. Yes, what you see, if you shame, you don't want to talk, you don't want to follow anybody, discuss anything, forget it. That's what it just be. We don't say that they hide the better, but that one not mean say make you not still get information. For radio program and all that. It's on a platform where we educate ourselves, they motivate ourselves by ourselves. Hello. I salute you, my brother from another mother.
Yes,
I greet you. Your name is is that right? Okay, I go investigate from your voice, right? They innocent. Oh, thank you. bless you, my brother. Now, Ember month next time, so yes, with the period, period. That we did so.
Yes, sir.
I greet you, my brother.
We get this everybody is trying to do everything you need to do. Like, the plan how to do for your business, so this year things will go there like market.
I know the phone number. If you get 10,000, take and buy something. Maybe at the end of the day, go give you 15,000 or 13,000. Man, don't know what I'm marketing.
Look at the challenge, I look at the turn up to this one. I look my wallet along the way.
Yes.
Yes, I'm wait to
Okay. Everything. Okay. You can listen to radio stations so that in case they see I'm carry go radio, they come make the announcement. You know, you think no okay, yeah, my wallet is and all that because sometimes when they get things, people say people they lost, they'll bring and come here. We'll read them. So if the owner not they listen to radio, I want to know whether they announce about the wallet or bag or any other thing. So you got to put in the radio, not just only this our radio, maybe other radio, so that in case they announce it, you'll get your wallet and you'll feel vote. I agree to my brother. All right, that's for the matter. Just be 1 or 2 calls. I'm off. My flight is already waiting. And very soon I go to, check out of this Godi chamber. But before I leave, make I still give 2 people chance to take call on top of this program. Yes, Ember starts from today. What will be your plan? Not in December. Wait till you want to put your hand. Book with no RCB. Make all of us plan out together because one person know the no finish. Now we have Mr. A no reach and dear Mr. B on for start. This period many business day. Where go put food for your table. If you don't know how to go bottom, but you get the money, meet people on this side, ask questions. How you go take start? Just start and believe. Before you know what they happen, you go see the grace, you go see the favor. You go come upon that business and it go they grow. So you go this feel say if I start this business, how long it will take, grow and all that. Not be a man day. Start the business, do legit business, leave the rest for God, make God prosper your business. That's what it just be. If you fall down from January to December, now where you day, now you go day. That's what the matter. But if you do something, yes, you will get something. All right, for those who want to try this show, 07062639275, 09039394427, 08121789154. Somebody say we're going to poultry business. Yes, now I find one. You will shop, you will still say, put money for pocket, take back what you not get for us. Now so you just reach and as money to take find money. For you, when we say this period, you want to go into hair making, you want to learn how to make it. Before you know today, we said that December self, you will still get something work because you will learn how to make it. Between that November, if you're smart, then instead of December, we're busy. You go still get customers, so you go call you, go make your hair, you go get money. Sit down, look. Now they help. All right, last call for the show. Supposed to be my last caller for this show, but I don't know why you're not talking when I don't pick your call. But then, as I talked just now, know your way not because of why, not the senior. Yes, the only thing we say is start from up and upgrade. Every other thing is start from ground. So you will want to say not in December, you want to give testimony. Make you use your tongue, count your teeth. Do the needful. Get yourself prepared. Make you take that bold step. Hear others they fail. Make you enter, make you tread for them. Make you know say yes, your case is different. That's what the matter just been at the motivation we are break out for today. Then be that. And make you just relax on top of this frequency. This cost they come. Well, we can give you just this chance. Hello. Hello? Hello, don't pick your call. The last caller on the show today. Hello?
Hello.
You didn't hear me?
Yes.
Okay, what do you mean where they come from? Hello?
My name is Precious.
Your name is Precious?
Yes.
Where they come from? Now, because I don't know. Hello?
From Barak.
From Barak, okay. Somebody, what will be your plans not in December? What you want to do? You say yes, you go still put something for your pocket, you go still make you get level. Sharply. Or even if you don't do it before, you want to improve on this period. Oh, yeah, sharply. Alright, that's the matter. They say now, yeah, we break. Now it's 10 itself, go port. Now, parable, the girls are wild. Yeah. Now, has been here. One Johnny Cutty for the show today. Now time to check time. Tomorrow we'll come back again and we're gonna decide. No, matter day we say we'll go decide. But then we can live now with this market. I'm not going to enjoy this song, Balance from Timaya. Then the sports people will come give our latest update from the world of sports. Yes, my name is Agosa Emeka Wasabi. I want to call up and I want to take Jeremy on top of this Ogmoge program. Yes, since 3 o'clock from 3 o'clock till now. I greet all of them. No worry. Tomorrow, now that program they come our way, and that edition they come our way, and I say, enjoy the rest of my day. Me, I don't live here. Once again, happy New Month, everybody. Bye bye.
Many Nigerians will be serving as electoral officials in the Edo State governorship elections on the 19th of September 2020. These include youth corps members, security agents, and others who will be deployed to various polling units across the state. It is the responsibility of all citizens of Edo State to protect electoral officials before, during, and after the election. We should not allow anyone to attack electoral officials or prevent electoral officials from performing their duties. Security agencies have been mobilized to protect all voters and officials and deal with any person or group of persons attempting to disrupt voting or undermine the successful conduct of the election. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Making your votes count, consolidating our votes.
If we not be God win you, we not go vote any other person. We not go vote. If we not be PDP, we not go vote any other party. We not go vote. Oh God, make you carry your ticket go. Oh God, I say carry your ticket go. Anywhere God win, they not there we go. Anywhere side we go, not there we go. Oh God, make you carry your ticket go. Oh God, make you carry your ticket go. Anywhere God win, they not there we go. Anywhere side we go, not there we go. Oh God, make you carry your ticket go. Oh God, make you carry your ticket go. Anywhere God win, they not there we go. Anywhere side we go, not there we go.
Vote Governor Obaseki, vote PDP.
92.7 KUFM.
Good evening, welcome to Sport Fiesta, reaching live from now 2.7 KUFM down here in Benin City. I'm the sports Berlusconi, son of Francis, the Bacadabra Sports. Alihu Ibrahim is also in the studio with me this lovely Tuesday evening. It has been raining, so we'll try to make it a little bit warm for you and give you all the excitement. As far as sport is concerned, I mean, it doesn't really matter how old you are, but when you are doing something and you can use your platform to get to do something great, there's nothing as sweet as that. That's what Marcus Rashford has been doing. He donated some part of his money at some point to help those who are trying to who were at that time trying to sustain themselves during the lockdown, but he took it up a notch when he raised 20 million to feed those children that couldn't really get to feed themselves, and also challenge the government. While as at then they were thinking of stopping the school feeding, and because of Marcus Rashford campaign, the government of the United Kingdom had to make a U-turn. As at then, now the school feeding continues. This young man, he's just 22. He withdrawn from the England squad to play this week and next week because of injury, but this man has kept on going. He has brought two food giants in the United Kingdom together to help feed stop food poverty in the United Kingdom. mean, this man is not just a footballer, but he's doing some stuff off the pitch. And congratulations to Marcus Rashford, how he has been able to use this platform. We're talking about him, and of course, we're talking about something in the Dove State as well. We went around Benin City today to take a look at sports facilities. We just talked about it very far, but we'll have a proper documentary for you to enjoy on this show and our bulletins as well. These and many more we'll be talking about on the show this evening. Let's start from Edo State. Let's celebrate ourselves first before we talk about what is going on in Europe and dive into the transfer market and all that stuff. You and I earlier today went around Benin City. We were in one local government from another to another. I mean, it has been a long day since we left the studio this morning, but we went to look at the sporting facilities in Edo State, especially the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. I was wild. Seriously, I was wild, especially when we went into the dressing rooms. I'm not missing my words. The dressing rooms. I've been to the dressing room for the home team and another one for the away team. Yes, it was okay, but they took it up a notch. For one particular player, how they managed to actually build a fantastic dressing room for the different teams coming in there and made it for, I don't know.
What surprised me was how they were able to get space to all what we saw.
Exactly.
Because I've been to that stadium a million times, and I didn't really think that there was enough space to do all of this. So they have 4 dressing rooms, 2 downstairs, 2 upstairs, 2 for the home team and 2 for the away team. And when we say dressing rooms, it's just well, KFM is not a TV station. We will be able to show you all of this, but I'm sure with time we will also try and see how we can do a video report so that people can actually see these things. It's not just a dressing room where you just come and you sit on wood. They actually have not chairs, but the seats are comfortable. You can even rest your back on it. Well, you guys will not be able to use there because you are not footballers.
Obviously.
That would actually use those dressing rooms. And each dressing room has 11 showers. Yes, there are bathrooms, and each has 11. Then for the home team, there are 3 toilets inside. Then for the away team, there is 2. That's in each of the dressing rooms. So it means that you have 11 dressing room times 4 because you have 4
dressing rooms.
You have 11 showers in each of the dressing rooms. That's 11 times 4.
44.
Yeah, that's the number of showers that you have, and then the toilets too, 2 in the away and 3 in the home. Then you also have the rooms for the referees. There's a separate one for the male referees and another one for the female. They also have their own convenience inside, showers, bathroom. The ball boys even have theirs. There's a room for the ball boys. There's a room for anti-doping. There is a room for the match commissioners and look. It's
medical
just
room and all the stuff.
Medical room is there. The health center is there, and I think we should. There are facilities that we should be proud of. And as I was saying at the stadium today, I don't use the world class lightly, but I think the facilities there are world class from what we saw. And this is just the football side. There are other things. The tracks, high grades, one of the fastest tracks that we have in the world at the moment. And you know, it was raining. We were not deterred by the rain. We went, and I think it is even good that we went when it is raining, because that tells you what to expect. When as we say in Nigeria, if you want to rent an apartment, go during the rainy season. That's why you know how easy it is to access that place. So today we went when it was raining, and despite the torrential rainfall, the pitch was not waterlogged. And the director of facilities there explained that they had that in mind, and that was, the pitch was constructed in such a way that it will not retain water. They constructed it in such a way that water will flow down, and of course, look, there are so many things that we saw.
You know, the place that got me jealous, Brian, was the VIP section.
Yeah, of course.
I don't have a big kitchen like what we saw. I mean, they were supposed to do something like that for the media section. That there was no media section before.
The Tribune can sit over 100 journalists.
Yes,
we saw the Media Tribune and how well it is. But of course, the VIP, well, that's what they are. VIP.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Look at it.
Prove the law that wow.
No, but look, I'm just super impressed at the way they were able to utilize space there and the capacity of the stadium. Well, if there is anything, that we could say, well, with this kind of facilities, maybe we should have had more of. Maybe the capacity, it's about 15,000 right now, and they're saying there is even plan that they could still be. If that can be done, I hope that with time it would be done so that it will accommodate more people. But I've said nothing. It will not be out of place if the government now decides, okay, we need, because the Samuel Gomez Stadium, formerly Ogbe Stadium, had been there for a long time, and I'm sure when they conceived the idea of putting the stadium there, they did not really think about all the population there isn't like it is today. So maybe with time we can have another one. Of course, the Samuel Gomez Stadium will be there forever. Then you can now have another stadium. That's I'm thinking of whether we will now be looking at having a stadium of 40, 50, 60,000 capacity. Then you have to go somewhere else. But the way it is, it's wonderful. And of course, we met people there. We met the director of our facilities there, Victor Dopai, who was really wonderful. Took us around all the other facilities. Went to. I even got tired with. We went to the School of Health and saw the football pitch there. We went to Emotan College and you had the basketball courts. Took two basketball courts, two handball courts there.
Goreti.
Yes, Goreti. Yeah, for the hockey. Yeah, and the hockey, of course, these days hockey is played on synthetic pitch, and they have the synthetic. The Samuel Gomez Stadium used to be synthetic. Now you have the synthetic turf at the St. Maria Goreti for hockey. But you guys just hang on. We are going to do a special report on it. We'll have one on Extra Voices, and there will be another on the Sports Fiesta show, and you get to really hear them. Many thanks to the chairman of the State Sports Commission, Barrister Godwin Dudu Oreme. We spoke to him today. The Secretary of the State Football Association, Mr. Emmanuel Ajibola, was also there. We spoke to him, and of course the Chief Press Secretary to the Deputy Governor also came around, and it's just wonderful what has been able to do. And I'm particularly impressed that the promise, to have sports facilities across the 18 local governments, they are working on that, because we saw some of those facilities that they've already brought, and with time they are going to get them to these venues. And of course, some of the venues we mentioned are part of the facilities that they are already putting in place. And then of course the swimming pool, Olympic standards, that's 8 lanes, the tennis, the Ogbe Hard Court, they've assured us that Ogbe Hard Court is going to for a very long time. The first time I came to Edo State, you guys should not laugh because the first time I came to Edo State was actually in 1995. But even before I came to Edo State, I've been hearing about the Ogbe Hard Court, because I've followed sports since I was a toddler. I've said several times, my dad, our house is always sports. My dad was a keen football follower and also a sports follower. So sports has always been part of my life, and I've heard about the Ogbe Hard Court for long before I even came to Edo State. But you can imagine my disappointment now that I came and we're not even having the Ogbe Hard Court and everything. But if you go there now, there used to be just 2 courts there, but now there are 4. And then there is a center court. You know, even in the Grand Slams that you watch, many of the matches that we see are just outside. They have a venue that is actually used for the final, and that's what we are now having at the Samuel Ogundia Stadium. You have 4 courts where you can play the qualifiers, the quarterfinals, semi-final. Then you now have center courts where you will have the final, and it's great. And I just hope, and which is some of the questions that we ask, how are these facilities going to be utilized so that we can consistently have competitions? And our suggestion, of course, is that every sports federation should now start thinking of having competition. Of course, football, you have the Edo State League. Handball, you now have venues, so there should be regularly every season handball league, basketball league, track and field. We should be having our different meets. You will see what they do with the Diamond League, so we can now think along that line, create something, you know, so that we can really start improving on what we have. And as a barrister Godwin Orume said, the stadium, the location is even good because it's part of the lives of the people in that community. That's how these stadia usually are. They build them with that in mind. Even in Europe, even you go to the Stamford Bridge, there are people living around and businesses thrive there. The Emirates Stadium, the same thing. Old Trafford, the same thing. That's why some people have hotels around there so that they know there are matches there, so there will be so the hospitality industry, once we start using that stadium very well, it's going to also boost it, and of course it will contribute to the economy of the state.
It sounds like you said, just brace yourself for the reports that will come your way very, very soon. They get a comprehensive knowledge of what we are trying to describe to you. Okay, we'll go on our break now, but let me break this to Arsenal. Say you heard it first here on 92.7 KUFM. Gabriel is a gunner.
Plenty there to win up for the 9 Mobile Mega Millions promo. 90 people will have a 1 million naira every day for 90 days. 2 people will win smartphones every hour, every day. The one will sweep the pass here. Now the 10 million naira grand prize. If you know be 9 Mobile customer, move from our site or buy a new line. In addition to the plenty millions and smartphone, we go summer you with free 1 gigabyte plus 500 naira airtime instant plus up to 100% data bonus for 1 whole year. So make you recharge 200 naira and above. Make you for the win.
9 Mobile.
Yes, the wait is finally over for Arsenal fans globally. Gabriel has joined your football club family in France, and now the question is, who gets to partner with him? He is coming with a very fantastic CV with what we saw from him and his former teammate that since left then went to Napoli. Talking about Victor Osimhen. It was a great season for them. Yes, they didn't get to end the season the way they would have wanted, but from the get-go, from August last year to March this year, the ones that they were able to play, Gabriel was a fantastic player for the centre half, and that position has been a difficult one for a very long time for Arsenal, especially when Laurent Koscielny got older and left the football club. We brought in David Luiz, they brought in Mustafi and secretaries, but they didn't really form a fantastic partnership with each other to give Arsenal fantastic defense line. Now, that begs the question, who gets to partner? Because they brought him for a fantastic fee. He's not going to be sitting on the bench. He's going to be a first choice, and he's 22, a Brazilian. Who gets to partner? Will it be Mustafi, will it be Socrates, or will it be David Luiz?
I think that David Luiz is the most experienced, so maybe he will be the one that's going to partner. The way Chelsea are doing with Thiago Silva. Yeah, it's basically he's not going to be there forever, but they just want him to help improve the person that will be playing alongside him. So I think it's going to be David Luiz. Skodran Mustafi has had issues. They've criticized him a whole lot about. On his day, he's very good, but at other times he just isn't it. And that is one position that has caused Arsenal so much trouble in the past. The heart of the defense. That's the two central defenders.
Yeah.
So we hope that with Gabriel coming in, he will help them to solve some of this. But I think Arsenal have been smart, not flamboyant like the way Chelsea are doing, because Chelsea are basically trying to build a Galactico. That's what they are doing, trying to build a Galactico team. And Arsenal, they've brought in some players. I think it will help them improve or even stabilize, continue on this trajectory. In the last couple of months, Arsenal have beaten Manchester City, they've beaten Chelsea, they've beaten Liverpool twice. You know, so it's a couple of months back before they fired Unai Emery. This will be unheard of. Arsenal were jittery, they were tentative, but they faced two of the best attacks in English football. No, even in European football, in Manchester City and Liverpool. And how many goals did they concede in the encounters that they had with this team? So it tells you that Mikel Arteta knows exactly what he is doing, and he's trying to give the team a spine. They were seriously lacking that for some time, but now they are beginning to build, and they're bringing in experienced players. Willian is already there, and you expect that with time they are going to come together. Arsenal are not going to be as easy to beat as they were some months back. I think that I'm not going to say, Arsenal suddenly are going to be title contenders, they're going to win the English Premier League. No, even though they beat Liverpool, I do not think that they have that quality over time to really contend. But Arsenal will not finish 8th this season. This season that's coming, they are not going to finish 8th. I expect them to be battling seriously for the top 4 because of these improvements that they've made, and in particular, I think they've been able to basically tie down Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who is their talisman. And basically, if you are so good, you defend very well, but you do not score goals, it's a problem. And if you score goals and you are leaking, your defense is leaking, well, it's still a problem. But you look at Chelsea, look at the number where they finished 4th. But they considered, there's a number of goals that they considered that was the problem for them. They will have finished higher than that. So if you are scoring goals and you have a fairly decent defense, then I think you will be okay.
Okay, so it is now party for Brazilians right there in Arsenal. David Luiz, Gabriel now, and of course, what's his name now? The guy that just joined from Arsenal.
William.
That's William. Then, of course, Martinelli. He's out injured, but that guy is a fine striker.
You even look at, I think it's their director.
Yes. Edu
is also there.
So fantastic. Let's see what they can do with the Brazilians there. Okay, let's talk transfer before talking about other things happening in football. Let's talk Ian Rakitic. Told you this morning that he went through medicals at Sevilla, but we cannot confirm to you that he has rejoined Sevilla. He was there from 2011 to 2014, then left them, joined up with Barcelona, then won the Champions League and all the trophies he won at Barca. He has left at the age of 32 now to go back to join up with Sevilla. I really don't understand. Fantastic news for Sevilla. I think with them winning the Europa League and Rakitic get to play again alongside Eva Banega and Swear himself, then of course hopefully that he can do something great in the Champions League and La Liga next season. But let's talk about Barca before talking about the movement now for Rakitic. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to ace the over 30 players now? Because we know Arthur Vidal, from what we are getting from the company of rumors, are anything for us to go by, that they want him out at the company. Same with Luis Suarez. From now, from what we are getting from the papers, Suarez has even agreed to join Juventus, but they will have to pay him 12 million, not Juventus, but Barcelona, to terminate his contract with them and then join up with Juventus right there in the Italian Serie A. What are they trying to achieve with them allowing these experienced players to leave them at once?
Yeah, but you wonder, you are allowing experienced players to leave, but then you are bringing in Pjanic from Juventus and allowing Antonello to go. And it's just makes you wonder and scratch your head what is exactly going on at Barcelona. I think these are some of the things that made Lionel Messi to leave, because he felt that well, he's still there. He has not left yet. This is one of the reasons that is making him to say, "I want to leave," because of what is happening. He just feels that the policy, the direction of the club is just not what he wants at this time, and maybe it is time for him to go elsewhere. So it becomes confusing at times. But when a couple of weeks back, they didn't have Coman as the manager, so maybe they didn't have a clear policy direction. But now that he is there, he wants to impose his will. But of course, he wanted Lionel Messi to be there. But from what we heard, there were certain things they said to Lionel Messi which didn't go down quite well with the Argentine megastar. And now you have the players leaving, Rakitic, leaving them and everything. But just hope that for their sake they will be able to get things right and go about their business the right way. But so far, things are not happening there at the moment. I don't know what they are trying to do. In the past, it was very clear what Barcelona is doing, what they are building. But with some of the recent transfer dealings that they've had, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Lionel Messi could not play forever. I mean, it's something that even if he somehow agrees to stay at Barcelona and he says, okay, one more season, or let's even say they are able to somehow convince him, after he agrees to stay for one more season, they now convince him, okay, finish your career here. At best, Lionel Messi can only play for them for maybe 3 more years. At which time he will be 33. He will be 36. And by that time, even Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo at 36, he won't play that many matches anymore. So what magic is he going to do for? If he were a goalkeeper or maybe even a defender, it's a bit okay. But I think the worst position for a player to be in, and you are advanced in your football age. 36 is still quite young, but for a footballer that is relatively old. So the worst position is when you are forward, when you are an attacker. Now, because you run more, you get exposed the more, people tend to tackle you the more. But if you are a goalkeeper, of course, goalkeepers can play even till when they are past 40. If you are a defender, you can still play to a certain age. But when you see the players that have lasted the longest in football, they are usually goalkeepers, number one, on the average, then defenders. Midfielders and strikers are the ones that last the least. Strikers are usually the youngest to retire there because of the way they play. But of course, we know that the gentleman in Japan, Kazumi, he is not a defender, he's not a goalkeeper, he's a midfielder, and he's still playing and doing great stuff at over 50. So there are people that are exceptions, but generally, on the average, strikers go first, then midfielders, then you have defenders, and goalkeepers are usually the ones that last the longest. So at one time in their future, they will have to admit that they don't have Lionel Messi anymore. In fact, right now, mentally, it seems Lionel Messi has left them. So even if they somehow convince him, I don't think it will be the real Lionel Messi that will be there. But you look at the club and you wonder, is there any plan to replace Lionel Messi? Quite frankly, I can't see it. We were talking a couple of days back when their president, or was it the sporting director, was talking about building the team around Lionel Messi. I'm like, how can you build your team around a 33-year-old, even though he's Lionel Messi? You've got to plan for the future. Look at what other clubs are doing. Look at Arsenal. Look at Chelsea. Look at they've Mesut Ozil was somebody that Jose Mourinho described as unique, and on his day, still one of the best. But why didn't Arsenal say we are building our team around you, so without Mesut Ozil we cannot play? They've just gone away from him. So even if Mesut Ozil comes back to play for the club now, look at Real Madrid. Gareth Bale is not playing. They lost Ronaldo 2 years back, and they've continued. They won the La Liga. You know, so you've got to have a plan B. You've got to, no matter how important a player is, you must have a contingency plan to cope with the absence of that player. So Barcelona, unfortunately, have not been able to do that, and that's why they're suffering today.
So a great move for Rakitic?
Yeah, I think it's with the way it is now, the atmosphere in Barcelona is toxic, so you have to look.
Okay. All right. We also confirm to you now that Danis Ceballos might just be on his way back to Arsenal. From what we're getting right now, that they've agreed for another loan deal for Danis Ceballos. You all know him. He was at Arsenal last season, so he went back to his parent club, Real Madrid, and they've been negotiating. From what we're getting right now, they have also agreed letting him go for another season-long loan. Now, let's talk about Marcus Rashford and what he is doing with his platform. A footballer for Manchester United and the Three Lions of England. Unfortunately, Martin Johnson will be playing, like we already told you. But that has not stopped him, even with the pandemic at the highest level, the first big wave in the UK. As at that point, they were leading. But this young man got out, used his platform to raise £20 million to help feed those people who are stranded not at the airport, but in the UK, that are homeless, that can feed themselves. Now, he has brought two food giants together to help stop food poverty in England. Fantastic. And let me say this, he's just 22.
Yeah, it's really wonderful what Marcus Rashford has been able to do. He even got to speak with, he got a phone call from the Prime Minister of Great Britain, Boris Johnson. Telling him well done for what he did. Members of Parliament also were able to commend him because of some of the things that he has been able to do. So when you have a young man like him using his platform to try and help others, I mean, it gladdens the heart, and you wish that we can have more of this, more people like Marcus Rashford coming out and using their platform to try and help others. And he is using his own experience because he fought the government and made them to beat a hasty retreat. They had to, a policy that they had already decided on, they made a U-turn because Marcus Rashford, who had, I think, about 2.7 million followers on Twitter at that time, I don't know how many he has now, they had to, seeing the kind of attention that he was getting, they had to change a policy because he interfered and he said, look, this is not fair to children that are from the kind of background that I am from. And yeah, today I'm a multimillionaire, I have money and everything, but if you decide to stop school feeding because children are out of school, then it is a problem, because some of these people, it is from these food stamps that you give to the kids that even their parents feed. So you've got to continue it, and that really taught so many people. And now him being able to bring food giants together to say, let us be part of this task force that will help to reduce child food poverty is something that is really, really important. And if you do not feed the children in a community or in the society very well, they are going to be malnourished. And of course, when you have malnourished children, you can imagine the kind of society that you are building in the future. So the children are precious. We've got to do our best to take care of it. Sometimes, politicians and people in government have to, you wonder how they sleep well at night, knowing that, except maybe people didn't go through it, but knowing that in some houses there are some children who will go to bed hungry on that night, sometimes throughout the day. I mean, we see you go out and you see some things now. Kids have to beg to feed and all of that. It's not nice at all. At some point, because you feel no responsible parents will allow their children to go hungry. But sometimes circumstances force parents to do certain things. It could even be that the parents are working, but there is no money. We did a report recently on our Extra Voices about the plight of private school teachers in Edo State. And the report started with a private school teacher weeping profusely and saying, look, they are suffering and everything. if that private school teacher has kids, how will he feed them? So you need to have this intervention from the government. And sometimes when you propound this kind of solutions, or you say this is what the government should do, they talk about one being socialist or even a communist. I'm talking about basically the United States of America. But it is something, if a country that is one of the 8 most industrialized countries in the world, Great Britain, is talking about this, Marcus Rashford, seeing the problem that they have, is saying we must do something to reduce child food poverty. In the United Kingdom, think about Nigeria. Think about what is going on here. So we have got to try as much as we can. It's not just to talk about what's happening in the UK. Okay, Marcus Rashford has done well. The members of parliament are present. Everybody is talking about it. How about here in our own country? What are we doing to ensure that our children do not go hungry?
Okay, this just happened some couple of minutes ago. Now, the Mikel and his Stoke City team took on Leeds United, a Premier League outfit already. They won that game 3-0 just ended. Mikel didn't score. Remember, I scored in the last game they played. They won 5-0, but this one they won 3-0. Mikel played a pivotal role. He actually took over the midfield to help Stoke City beat a Premier League outfit. Talking about Leeds United. Remember, these are just really getting us a 1 for this season that is fast approaching. Okay, let's also quickly tell you that Adama Traore of Wolverhampton Wanderers has pulled out of the Spanish nationality because he contracted the coronavirus. He's self-isolating right now. All the best to
really that's a huge opportunity for him. His country of origin, Mali, wanted him, but Spain have now granted him a call-up, and this was an opportunity for him to go and play, and COVID came with Wahala. We wish him speedy recovery. He's somebody that, of course, looking at him, he's a physical specimen. And you just see him, he's a juggernaut.
Physical specimen, jeez.
Yeah, he is. But by men looking at him, you just see somebody that is so well built. And the funny thing is that he said he doesn't even lift weights. So that all those things you are saying
came naturally
with him. So I hope that because he looks so healthy, he will be able to fight COVID to a standstill, and very soon he will be back to his fit.
Before the football, we heard that Simon Sajan was talking earlier today. He was talking about how Barca wanted him to replace Luis Suarez, and Tottenham, Liverpool wanted about to see Napoli player. Okay, let's talk about Alexander Usyk. I mean, this.
Sorry, before you go to Liverpool football company, Diego Forlan starts as the manager of Penarol, and this is somebody who is a legend with this club. He was fired after just 11 games. I think he won just 4 of those matches, and sometimes going back home is not.
But this is fair. 11, 1, 4. I mean, should have given him time.
And he went back to Penarol after years at Manchester United, and of course Villarreal, Inter Milan. Sorry, Atletico Madrid. I think he also was. Was it Villarreal?
I know Atletico.
No, it was at Villarreal. He was at Villarreal at one point. Won the league with Manchester United. Won the Premier League and FA Cup with Manchester United. Then he went to his hometown, Montevideo, and then he played for Penarol and helped them in 2015-2016 to win the Uruguayan title. But unfortunately for him, things have not gone that well. He was appointed as a coach in December, but he has now left his role after he won just 4 of his 11 matches in charge. Well, he thanked the club for giving him the opportunity. He said to the players, "Thank you very much for your patience, your respect, your dedication, and your teachings." And finally, thank the fans for their love. He has no complaints. This is football.
Okay, now you always say this, that one thing, or one of the biggest problem standing between one actually unifying the heavyweight division as far as boxing is concerned, is when you are holding numerous bets, you might have a mandatory challenger that want to have a shot at it, and that is one that we are going to be having very soon with AJ and Pulev. then Usyk is saying that immediately after that, you have to give me my shot because I am next in line as far as WBO is concerned. You cannot be talking about having AJ and Tyson Fury. That depends on what happened between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder 3. But let's say it is AJ and Tyson. You can't be talking about that. You have to give me my shot that is going to do everything within his power to ensure that AJ, after his fight against Pulev, he doesn't get to fight Tyson Fury, even if Tyson Fury gets to beat Deontay Wilder again, retain the WBC belt.
Yeah, but the thing with Alexander Usyk, I think his next fight is against Derek Chisora.
Yeah.
So he should not get too carried away.
Exactly.
Remember what happened with Dillian White, who fought against Alexander Povetkin, who thought that he was going to win that fight. And many people expected him to run through Povetkin, but you saw what happened. Povetkin is now the mandatory challenger until Dillian White beat him.
Yeah.
And if they have that second fight, there is no guarantees that the same thing that happened in the first fight will not happen again. So you must ensure first beat the person in front of you. Don't be thinking about AJ. Well, AJ is even going to fight against Cobra Pulev. They've confirmed now that the fight is going to be on the 12th of December at the O2 Arena in London. The promoter of the fight, Eddie Hearn, has revealed this. So there is even no guarantees that AJ will beat Cobra Pulev. But let's say, okay, he goes on to do that. Alexander Usyk has got to also win his own encounter before he can start thinking about Anthony Joshua. But look, if somehow they do this, Alexander Usyk wins his own fight, and then Anthony Joshua goes on to win his own fight. That's when we can now start talking about this. But it is something that I've seen for a very long time. You know, it's something I've seen for many years in boxing. When you have these many titles and you have different boxers holding them, it's usually a problem to unify because of some of these things that are happening. And this is a classic example. Deontay Wilder, it was supposed to be what fight were we looking at before? Was it not Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua? Yeah, and remember I said I don't think that fight will not happen in 2020. I think maybe 2021 will be a realistic date. But it was on the belief that Deontay Wilder will be champion until that time, and Anthony Joshua will also be champion. Remember that if not that Anthony Joshua reclaimed the title from Andy Ruiz, we will not even be talking about Anthony Joshua unifying the title because he lost to Andy Ruiz, which nobody expected. So he had to go back and beat him and get that title, the titles back. So now he has to fight against Cobra Pulev first, who is one of his mandatory challengers, and then he's thinking about unifying the division with the Tyson Fury fight. And you see what they did? It was Tyson Fury. They signed a 2-fight contract. So if Alexander Usyk comes through his next match, you can be sure that he is going to insist that he gets a shot at the title because he will feel I cannot wait for 2 fights between these guys. That will mean that he may not get a title shot at Anthony Joshua in 2021. Yeah, because if Anthony, I don't think Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury or any other boxer will want to have 3 fights in a year. So if he Anthony Joshua beats Cobra Pulev and retains the title, we've already said it's going to be December 12th. That's when we will have that fight. He will not fight again until maybe the earliest I think will be April. And if he fights April, if he's ever going to fight again in 2021, it will be around November, December. So that's the 2 fights with Tyson Fury. If let's say both of them win their next matches and they get to meet. So Cobra Alexander Usyk, if he wins his next fight against Chisora, he will want to have a shot at that title, and this is where all the problems are going to come up. So I don't know. We might not have those titles being unified. In fact, Anthony Joshua could even let go of one of the titles, maybe the WBO that Usyk is going for. If Usyk insists, because I think he will want to go for the WBC, he might drop that WBO title and go to get the WBC. Then, if he has those three belts, the WBC, WBA, and IBF, he can now say, okay, I'm going to get the WBO. But will you risk losing the WBC, IBF, and WBA to get the WBO if he decides to drop that one? So these are some of the competition that you've got to look at, and it's going to be extremely difficult to unify all the titles, because except if they will all agree, okay, once we have a unified champion, we will have only one mandatory challenger. But if the WBO says our mandatory challenger is Usyk, WBA says our mandatory challenger is Pulev, WBC says our mandatory challenger is Dillian White, then you have a problem to unify it. The WBO could say, I want my fight to be in June. And another federation is saying, we want our fight to be in June or July. And you know, one boxer cannot fight in June and fight again in July. So it's going to be problematic, except if they all agree, all four world recognized boxing associations, they agree that if somebody becomes the unified champion, they will all be having one mandatory challenger. Maybe WBC, okay, your mandatory challenger goes first. Then after that, it will be the turn of the WBO mandatory challenger. Whoever is the champion, the person gets to fight, because it will be all belts on the line every time. That's the only way that they can have a bit of normalcy in the heavyweight division. Otherwise, it's going to be problems, and you might have somebody having to drop the belts, or there's going to be confusion.
Okay, that's what is going on. We'll talk more on this CAF. It should be just released their calendar for their inter-club competition. That's the calendar for 2020-21 inter-club season has just been released. Tomorrow when we come, because of time, we'll have to talk to you as well. That's why we have the evening shows for you, the fans. We'll be analyzing this one extensively. It's just breaking like 3 minutes ago. The calendar for the 2020-21 interclub season has been finalized by CAF. Okay, you cannot be part of the show now. This evening, 0706-263-9275 or 0903-939-4427 or plus 0812-178-9154. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name, where you're calling us from. Danjuma. Yes, good evening.
Danjuma, welcome.
Take your call, but we are still very much interested. So keep those calls coming. 0706-263-9275. Okay, let's take this on. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening to you too.
This is
welcome.
I'd like to thank Pastor Philip Otubo for his kind gesture. I mean, not to be so painful. But we shouldn't think of winning the league this time. The league belongs to Chelsea and the United.
Yeah.
I tried calling it didn't go through. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the question we asked specifically was which number he wore at the Africa Cup of Nations in 1980. Yeah. Yeah. You know, in those days we did not have the names inscribed on the players. Yeah. So and then FIFA wasn't even, you know, they weren't that
number.
Yeah, about the number. So you could have in this match one player wears this number, the next time he wears a different number, and all of that. Yeah, but he was at that 1980 Africa Cup of Nations. It was just yeah. When you say better, what do you mean? Because that I did not really listen. How many? Didn't but 3 back-to-back, does that qualify as a 6 Champions League? It's the same 3 that he won back-to-back now. I understand. So does that, he won 4 now with Real Madrid. Messi also won 4. It's the same thing. I've got stuff in the world. They won 4. That's a different argument that Real Madrid didn't allow Ronaldo to become bigger. That's a different argument. But when you say Messi didn't perform better than Ronaldo during a particular period, you've got to prove it that this one that you're saying isn't enough justification. Cristiano Ronaldo has won the Champions League 5 times. He won 4 with Real Madrid, 1 with Manchester United. So you can say Ronaldo has won more Champions League than Lionel Messi. In that area, is better than Lionel Messi. I agree. But if you are telling me when Cristiano Ronaldo came to Spain, he was better than Lionel Messi in the Champions League, I would say no. They both won 4. Your argument is that they won 3 back-to-back. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter now because they won it back-to-back. Did they give them 2 titles for winning it back-to-back-to-back? It's 3 that he has now. Okay. Let's
take this discussion for Saturday, okay? So we have enough time to talk back and forth, okay? Let's take this one more call and take a look at the messages. Hello, we're with you. Good evening.
Welcome. Yes, to Arsenal. Gabriel is confirmed. He has signed for Arsenal. £23 million.
I think he signed 5 years. But I'll have to be sure. You know, this thing is just breaking now, but we'll go through and let you know.
They didn't say a long-term contract. They didn't say the number of years.
Okay.
Who? Whether they are going to Arsenal? I don't know. We don't have any information about it.
All right, sorry, brother. We have to let you go now, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, let's take a look at the messages.
Hello, Ibra. How many? Okay, this one came in the morning. Okay, Francis, the thing shocked you when that guy said, Frederick Lindbergh, see, waiting I for just win with ease. All Premier League fans, they shock me. I beg any news on Gareth Bale, Eureka from Benin, Hala Madrid.
Yeah, Jonathan Wins. That's it.
Good evening, sportsman. Please, Oga Ibrahim, did Chelsea complete Kai Harvest deal, update me on that, and can you help me send the call line to this my number? Sorry, we are unable to send messages on this our line, but we call it every time now. 070-6263-9275, 090-3939-4427, 081-2178-9154. Yeah, they've not completed Kai Harvest's deal just yet, but I think it's done. Maybe before the end of today, or maybe tomorrow you will hear it, or before the end of the week, whatever. It's your player, you will get it. We've explained what was holding up the deal.
Yeah.
Now, Bayer Leverkusen, they've got the replacement for him. So the coach has even said, look, I don't expect him to return to training. Dear Sportive, I heard that some Nigerians campaigning and individuals are investing in Kenya's football because of the obnoxious manner Nigerian football is being run. The federal government should as a matter of utmost urgency, reposition football in Nigeria after convincing FIFA and CAF of the need to do such. Okay. Every club are in the market buying or selling players now, but Man United go wait till evening to buy leftover. Or is Woodward waiting for another attack to be active like the Bruno Fernandes case, Richie from Siloko?
Donny van der Beek leftover?
Yeah, but maybe he started before it was confirmed that Van der Beek had joined. Good evening, Oga Ibrahim and Co. I feel Nigeria is in good position to snap up Saka and Cyril Dessers. Nigeria coach Raw should act fast. Augustine Gino from OIS. Well, Augustine, Cyril Dessers is already done. He's already committed the future to Nigeria. So it is Saka that we should be talking about.
Okay, one more.
Concerning the bad healthcare system in Nigeria, I lost my mom 2 weeks ago. Because a particular hospital in Benin did not attend to her painful nursing up Basa. Okay, send that when we're talking about our friend Hyacinth who died following kidney failure.
Sorry, brother. Okay, that's the show. We'll be back here tomorrow morning by 8 a.m. Have yourself a wonderful night rest and bye-bye.